different than me. Oh, he's peaceful, peaceful and free, and different than who I thought he would be. That night I learned that my brother is more than he seems.
Hey, what's up? My name's Matt. I'm a direct support professional. This is my channel, In the Rhythm. This is episode 11. It's a very special episode because I'm in Colorado, but I'm also with my newest friend, JP. I first met him when he was playing a show, and he played this song for his brother who has Down syndrome. It's called He's Different, and I immediately connected with it. I knew I had to get to know him and be his friend. So, and now we're here, and now he's filling in with
in Colorado.
In Colorado, yeah. So this is a super special episode. So the first thing I noticed when I heard your song for the first time is your keen awareness of how other people treat your brother. And I think that was a really important thing to put in the song, because for people who have special needs, that's a big thing, like how other people treat them in the community. So why put that in the song?
Well, I think it's just important because he's my brother, obviously. You know, you're going to look after your own family members with like a little extra bit of responsibility, you know, just because they're your family. And since he's my little brother, you know, I feel that responsibility, and to know that he's like taken care of. And, you know, I never want him to feel like he's not welcome, or that just because he has Down syndrome, he can't be part of the community in a really meaningful way. So I think that's why I bring up the kind of the perspective, you know, of other people, because I had that perspective, you know, before he was my brother, before I was related to someone with special needs. So that's why I think I could write about it, because you know, I have kind of both perspectives. Before my brother was born, before I was a freshman in high school, but then again when he was born, when I was a freshman, it just changed my perspective. So I kind of had both sides of the equation, you know. So I can relate to people who maybe feel uncomfortable or just don't know how to treat people with special needs because they've never had to interact with them, or never been taught to, or just have never had someone in their life in a meaningful way with special needs. So I think that, you know, that aspect, and then having a brother, you know, like now it's like, oh, okay, like I can see both sides of the equation, like I said, you know, and I want people to know just the, you know, the value of his life, and just how much joy he brings people around him, and that's you know why I wrote from that perspective, because I think it relates to more people than not.
That's awesome. Yeah, I find as a direct support professional, I have to you have to advocate for them, even like in a moment if it could be awkward and someone doesn't know how to react. I don't work with people who have Down syndrome, which makes this interesting. I work with people who have autism. We're getting both sides of it, but people can kind of get shocked and scared. You just don't know what to do.
Yep.
And usually the reaction is to do nothing, which that's, you know, it's a person, like to say hello at the very least, you know.
Well, I think too, it's like it's interesting, you know, when people just don't know, they don't want to do something wrong, so usually, you know, they'll just like keep a distance and not intervene when it would be natural. Like any other person, you know, they would say, hey, can I help you? Or if someone has special needs, and they might act differently, or they're making like some weird sounds, or I can't understand everything they say, so they just are like, well, I don't want to do something wrong, and they just keep like a distance between them, even, you know, in a distance that wouldn't be there if they didn't have a disability.
Yeah, that's a really good insight. I find that that's exactly the reaction that most people have. And when I'm working with people, you're responsible for them as much as you want to look out for your brother. For that short time when I'm with people, it's that same responsibility. So that's awesome. So another thing I love about your song is it honestly dignifies your brother. You don't just talk about like what you love about him. You know, you don't paint him out to be some impossible figure. You also mention, you know, he might not ever be fast, he might not ever be the top of his class, but he takes his sweet time. And like, you're honest about what he can do, but also what he can do, and I think that's an important, that you're giving like the full picture. So why paint the full picture?
Well, because it's not doing any good to just, to be like, oh, he's such a gift, which he is. And he's so like, just to put like a bunch of like really, really like positive and like we just want to encourage and stuff like, those words are really important. But the fact of the matter is he is different, and there are some definite struggles that come with that, or just we just need to be more patient, with my brother Sam than we've ever had to be before. And that's good because it's teaching us how to be patient. He's teaching us how to be better citizens, better people, better Christians, he teaches us how to love, but we got to see the whole person, we can't just, see certain aspects and say, oh, that's the fullness of that person. It's the same thing with me. You're a drummer, and they go, Matt, yeah, he's a drummer. And just leave it at that. And there's so much more to you than just being a drummer. You know what I mean? So, yeah. It's just taking, different aspects of Sam's life and what his life is like, is really important, but also to keep that full perspective, you gotta say, yes, he's different, but it's also a beautiful thing.
So what's your favorite thing about your brother?
Favorite thing? Oh my gosh. I mean, he's like my favorite person. So, I mean, it's hard to just put one thing to it. I really like how he just doesn't care what people think about him, so I mean, he's goofy. He's just so funny. I mean, he doesn't care what people think about him. So he'll just go and start dancing, and I'm just like, dude, you're so funny. And then I'll just like spin around and like look at you and like I'm like, dude, you're just so funny. Like he just makes me so happy, just how like carefree he is.
Low inhibitions.
Oh, just no inhibitions. Just like going for it. It's awesome.
What's one thing you want people to know about having a relationship with someone who has Down syndrome or special needs?
Well, it's just like any other relationship. If you don't have the relationship, hasn't started yet. For example, like I see someone that I'm like, I want to get to know this person. You're not going to know what that's going to look like. There's always like a little risk. It's a classic like, oh, I'm going to ask a person on a date or something. There's always that like, well, I don't know what it's going to actually be like. There's sometimes fears, but there's also like the curiosity, and but I think as soon as you spend meaningful time with someone, you get to know them, and I think that people with special needs, I don't think many people give them just that basic little bit of time, just to give them an honest shot and effort, just to get to know who they are as a person. And I think that just don't be afraid to do that, because it's made my life so much better. It's made it so much more happy, and just given me so much hope, So I think just a little bit of time goes a long way.
All right. Big thanks to JP for playing guitar this weekend, but also hanging out and talking with me. He has an album that came out last year, Breakthrough. Go check it out. It's awesome. Got some country pinkin'. Country pinkin' and
country pinkin'. It's a new genre.
Country pickin' and clever lyrics. It's awesome. Go check it out. I legitimately listen to it on my free time. I'm not just saying that. It's a good album. And yeah, dude, thanks for writing that song.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here. And yeah, thanks so much, Matt. Thanks for all you do as well.
Yeah. All right. Oh, yes. Special thanks to executive patron Douglas Hutchings and Rockstar patrons Mary and Doug Hutchings for supporting. If you want to support, head to my Patreon page. It's the links in the bottom. And yeah, I'll see you next time.
Yeah, man, I didn't know you had Patreon.
Okay.
I smell bad too.
That's alright. I can't smell it.